Hey guys, Jason here for the Love of Tractors, and we're trying something completely new today in a couple ways. I've been kicking around this idea of doing a collector's score on tractors that I review. And I wish I'd been doing this all along since I've already done quite a few tractors, but I didn't, so oh well. And that score is going to have 5 categories for a total possibility of 50 points. Those categories are value, collectability, detail, quality, and rarity. And we'll assign each category a 1 through 10 and do that. So the first one we're going to do that with is this Big Bud 747 from Diecast Promotions. These are in 1/32 scale. They absolutely knocked these out of the park. And this tractor's been around a while, but there was a reissue a few years back, so you can still get these quite a bit. This is the first in-depth 1/32 scale review I'm doing, so we're breaking a lot of new ground here today. All right, so let's talk tractors, y'all. The 747. Now, chances are, if you're watching this channel, you know about this tractor already. Biggest tractor in the world, most powerful tractor when it was built, and all of that. And it's crazy. This is 760 horsepower version here. But to think that the big guys, John Deere, Case IH, and so on and so forth, they're creeping up there, right? Like you can get 620 horsepowers from all the big guys right now. So that's really interesting, but Big Bud was obviously way ahead of their time on that. So this is a 16V motor, so it's it's like a couple eights put together basically. The toy version was revolutionary at the time. That's just kind of the best way to put it. I don't know that we had seen a toy with this much detail, especially in 1/32 scale, when these came out. And they were pricey when they came out. I think you were gonna pay in the neighborhood of 60 to 80 bucks for one of these, depending on how hard you shopped for one. And there were 2 versions at the time. This version with the black hood and the black exhaust, and then there's another version which I'm not going to show you, that had a chrome exhaust, kind of straight pipes if you will, and it had an all white hood, and some other little minor decaling and things like that. But essentially they're the same tractor. And just to show you, I'll move the camera here to show you this incredible engine, transmission, hydraulic detail that this tractor had. Like I said, we had seen nothing like it in the mass-produced world before. This was absolutely groundbreaking at the time, and even to some extent, even the John Deere Precision series, which had incredible detail, it didn't go to this level. I feel like. I mean, people are probably going to argue a little bit with me, but just everywhere you look, this tractor had it. I mean, look at this undercarriage. Just open bottom there. This is celebrating Toy Farmer's 25 years, so this was 03. I mean, wow, time flies when you're having fun. Look at all the drive shaft detail, all the differential detail, the suspension, the just just everything. And this thing really had it all. And it's kind of a weird toy to lead off this new collector score thing that I'm doing, because this is going to rank really high and it's going to be really, really hard to beat. But we start with where we're going to start. I'm going to brush off some of that dirt that I just got on it from having it in my field here. But okay, let's just get started on it here. So there's a little bit of plastic there because you actually get a pin to hook up your implements here. Then check out this bolt detail. We got lights back here. Now, nothing really back here in terms of all, whatever other detail you might think we get. But look, I mean, hydraulic detail, hydraulic lines, drive shaft, cylinders to turn, warning decals. We got this great, back here we've got this great big Bud logo. I'm not sure. Let me try to get you into that cab a little bit. Sorry about the angle there. Check that out. full-on detailed cab. Just so on and so forth. Obviously, we get all of the handrails. There's actually an antenna that goes up here. I kind of knocked it off. But it's easy to fix. It just sticks back in the hole. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to be handling this, and I'm not going to waste my time. Now, the door does not open. That's maybe a little bit of a surprise compared to how incredible this thing is. But so I guess that's another step they could have taken, but, you know, whatever. We get step grip on the steps here. Moving around. Yeah, you know, I'm not liking doing reviews on my dirt here because it's picking up a lot on the tires. Shoot. Oh well. I'm going to open that up again just so you can see the detail. Filter detail. Look at the turbo detail, the exhaust manifold, you know, the intake manifold. Everything about this tractor, even the hose, I mean, it's got texture to it. It feels like hose. It's just, everything about this tractor is out of this world. Even the wheels, which you can see are discoloring a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute, but there's tons of bolt detail on the planetaries in there. And just all in all, a truly, truly incredible tractor. So I guess the question is, where does this rank with our collector score? So the value of this thing, I'm going to put it at a 10. And I hated to come right out of the gate with a 10, but like I said, this was like 60 to 80 bucks brand new. Now, back then for a 1/32 scale toy, that made some waves. People thought that was expensive. But when you look at what you got, people quickly forgot about that price because it's incredible. So, okay, a 10 on value. You could not, and still today, cannot get this level of detail for that price. It just doesn't happen. The price of these have gone up, obviously, and there was a reissue. They did like a pink one, and they had some that said Williams Brothers on the cab and all that stuff, but that hasn't hurt the value of these originals at all. So these are getting a little tougher to find. Collectability, I'm going to go with an 8. My reasoning being is not everybody is into Big Bud. In fact, some people sort of dislike Big Bud, and I think have scoffed at all the attention that Big Bud's gotten in the last 10 years or so. I guess 15 years maybe since this tractor came out. It's kind of crazy. So I'm going with an 8. This probably isn't for everybody, but I think most four-wheel drive collectors, most high detail, and certainly 1/32 scale collectors will want this tractor. Detail's a 10. Knocked it out of the park. Absolute no reason not to have a 10. Quality is an 8. The quality is top notch. I mean, this is all very durable. All that. Now, like I said, the antenna comes out. There's a couple other little things, plus the discoloration of these plastic rims, I think knock us down a couple points. So I'm going with an 8 there. Rarity is a 6. This tractor isn't rare. It's not common either, but I think if it were common, we'd be down on the lower end of the spectrum. If it was rare, we'd be up in the 8s or 9s. So these are out there if you want them and want to hunt for them. And, you know, have to have a little bit of money to do so. So, mental mathing in my head right now, that gives us a total collector score of 42. Now, how does this compare to everything else? I don't know. We're going to have to do more. And in fact, what I want to do is go through some of the older ones, and I'll populate a spreadsheet. We'll pop that up on one of these videos, maybe on this video if I get around to it, and kind of see how things compare a little bit. So, all right, guys, that will do it for this edition of reviewing tractors or talking tractors. So, hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you think about this Big Bud 747. Do you want one? Do you have one? Do you want to see more like it? Like I said, our first 1/32 scale view, we're just breaking new ground all over the place today. All right, guys, have a wonderful day and happy tractor hunting. Thanks for watching.